A deep breath of contentment. That is what I feel right now. That is what I feel the city feels. Even if you hadn't heard, it's almost impossible to not feel the changing mood, the attitude of victory. Zavala issued a challenge to Caiatl, the Rite of Proving, and with its success, we can all breathe a little lighter. Welcome back, Guardians, to another Vanguard report. Kaz PhD here, reporting live from an undisclosed location. Today's report will focus on the latest development in Cabal city activities, namely the Rite of Proving, but also commentary on the Empress Caiatl, Commander Zavala, and where we go from here. As always, short notes in the description for those Guardians who like to move quickly. After the assassination attempt on Commander Zavala, I wasn't sure what he was going to do. I never lost faith, but there is tremendous pressure on all sides. I heard talk in the tower from different civilians, the usual whisper and rumor, but even high-ranking officials were quite torn. Lord Saladin continued to voice his concerns, voicing his agenda on all-out war on the Cabal. Osiris was the wild card. The man is capable of great wisdom, but also terrible myopia. I've reported this previously, and I mean no disrespect, but I believe the loss of Sagira has hit him much harder than he has admitted. Understandable, forgivable, but his denial could lead to disaster, especially in his new role as advisor. Thankfully, he pulled through. I was there, at the war table, listening to the conversation between these three, and it was Osiris's idea which won out. Osiris, through his various lines of investigation, realized that Caiatl was leveraging tradition for loyalty, and that we could use that against her. See, as I've previously noted, Cabal society has followed two paths of wealth and warfare for some time. Back and forth between empires, the fact is that an empire is only as strong as the belief in the empire. Caiatl has been amassing followers, warriors, and leaders through a strategic reissuing of tradition within her ranks. These old ways have solidified much of the allegiance among the Cabal, but at the cost of limiting her options. So, Zavala issued a challenge, the Rite of Proving, a long-standing tradition among the Cabal people, basically a means of settling great arguments or transferring power. The terms were set. If we won, Caiatl and the Cabal had to cease hostilities immediately, with her forces leaving Earth forever. If we lost, then we would surrender Nessus, support Caiatl's claim to the throne, and Zavala would serve on her war council as Brachus Zavala. The commander was exceptionally against this idea, thinking it would make him a glorified hostage. Here, I must commend Caiatl somewhat. This is an interesting set of terms to make. While it would unofficially make us the servants of the Empire, it technically left a degree of freedom. It is a political move, but also a very clever one. You see, the illusion of freedom is sometimes all you need to provide. Perhaps Caiatl now knows how stubborn we can be, and she intended to trap us in a prison we could not simply punch our way out of. In any case, Guardians were called forward. I was, maybe you were too. With Caiatl's acceptance, we needed to clear a path to the Proving Grounds and get inside the Imperial land tank, the Halphus Electus. Leave it to the Cabal to issue an honorable stage of combat, but also fill it to the brim of would-be soldiers ready to defend their champion. Making our way inside, you could immediately tell something was off. The tank, which had remained quite motionless since the arrival of the Empire, now roared to life. Scenery passed overhead, trees brushed the walls, and massive treads dug up sloughs of the Nessus terrain. Where was the tank going? What was its purpose? I'm still investigating. Of course, the Cabal didn't make it easy. After redeploying some energy cells, my team managed to slow the tank enough and rewrite the systems to guide us to the final battle. What happened next was quick, intense. Ignavun, chosen of the Cabal, leader of Caiatl's fleets, met us there. With his helmet, he was able to summon fireballs which rained from the sky. Thankfully, I too could summon great power, and literally fighting fire with fire, I prevailed. The fight was over. We had won. We had been chosen by the Vanguard, and we won. You all have heard what came next. Zavala and Crow went to Nessus, there to meet Caiatl, put an end to all of this fighting, to the start of an armistice, but they were betrayed. Not by Caiatl, but by the Psions, who used their light disruptor tech to take down Tarj, the commander's ghost, and nearly take him out as well. Crow stepped in, lost his mask, and his identity was revealed. I watched the playback later from Tarj, who's doing fine, by the way. It was a dramatic moment. I've been covering the events of our destiny for some time, but it fascinates me how our fate twists, turns, and sometimes repeats. I'm not the first to make the comparison, but the moment of Crow's reveal to Zavala mirrored Cade's final moments, and Aldrin's. It is simply astonishing, perhaps simply colored by my perception, but an exceptionally emotional moment for me. As I said last time, the commander is important to me. In a world of uncertainty, he stands tall, solid. Surrounded quite literally by politics, danger, and dangerous ideas, the commander does his best to put a reasonable foot forward. Of course, he has made mistakes, but in a world where reaction is the prescribed take, I really look up to a leader who considers the variables and trusts their people. And that is why I feel deflated, somewhat. With the events of the armistice behind us, I spoke with the commander. He reminded me that we need trust, else we become fractured, like the Cabal. I agree completely. Hiding the truth was not my idea. Heck, sometimes it feels like I'm simply watching the story unfold, but it was not my secret to tell. I agree and truly believe that if we all extended the branch of trust and shared our information and insight, we would be a stronger, more united front. But we're not there yet. Old wounds are still healing. I'm not surprised that Zavala has been able to accept Crow for who he is. Rejecting the life before we are risen is something the commander has always believed in, for as long as I've known him. But I was surprised to hear that not only did Ikora know, but that she had chosen to keep it secret from the commander. Ikora and I haven't spoken much recently, truth be told. I wonder if she has grown wary of me and my investigations. But I was anticipating more of a reaction from her. While I am an optimist and hoping that her wisdom has prevailed, I have seen Ikora on the battlefield. I know the light within her burns bright, and I have seen red flames of fury burn so hot that they can turn blue, appearing almost ice cold. Guardians, I know it can be easy to become distant, especially from those who seem to make no effort to be part of our story. But for me, the next time you're near the bazaar, can you check in on her? As Zavala said, we need trust, now more than ever. In any case, with that over, Crow has been officially tasked with hunting down the Cabal conspirators. Caiatl issued communications to her Cabal that she does not stand with the Psion conspirators, and I believe her. While she may have benefited from their actions, they did not strike me as her own, as something she would knowingly support. The Cabal fleet will back off, at least from Earth. At least, for now. So how do I feel about it all? Well, as I said in the beginning, I'm taking a breath of contentment. The story doesn't end, and things rarely stay relaxed for long. But I'm content with the moment. When the Cabal fleet arrived and darkened our skies, I shook my head. One crisis to another, it seems. But like many of you, the Red War is not a distant memory, and I was ready to push them back. However, studying the Hammer of Proving, the Bell of Conquests, the crash of Nessus Terrae, everything we have seen thus far this season has provided me with great insight on the Cabal people. They were chased away from their home, destroyed through the obsession and conjuration of war. Xivo Arath destroyed their world, but Savathun and the fury-driven Empire helped. Crow's optimism, his willingness to consider Cabal as people first, enemies second, struck a lot of nerve. But it makes sense. Not just for him, though many dismissed his notions as naivety, but also because every action the Cabal Empire, Caiatl herself especially, has taken has made sense. It has been driven by decision, not by random monstrous instinct. I'm not saying we should welcome the Cabal with open arms, though I for one have caught a few trying to sneak a brew at the empty tank on the shore. But bigger threats are coming. Savathun, Zevo-Wrath, the Hive, the Taken, these are forces unwilling and perhaps unable to ally with us. I'm concerned, but also exceptionally curious as to what comes next. Eris warned us of the Witch Queen, but before then? Mara warned us of her return through a communique I intercepted in Zavala's office last season. But when? I sense, and I hope I am right, I hope there is a short reprieve, a break between chapters. I know many of my fellow Guardians pursue their destiny with a fervor that rivals even the Vex's thoroughness, but I for one am happy with things as they stand. We stand victorious, and we did it without burning yet another bridge. We have learned more about our enemy, and that knowledge has helped us turn our enemy outward toward a greater threat. I am sure my contentment will only last so long. Danger follows us around, to poorly paraphrase failsafe. But for now, I'm happy. Guardians, thank you all for your efforts. It has been amazing seeing our community grow, and seeing many new lights join our ranks. How have you enjoyed this season? Is there anything I've missed completely? The story continues. We wrap up chapters, but the universe is full of life, of hope, of danger, of discovery. I will continue covering it as best I can, and I appreciate your feedback and attention. Be sure to set your ghost frequency to subscribe for more, and feel free to catch my live sessions linked below, where you can hear my reports made in the field. In any case, thank you all very much for watching. As always, I wish that you be safe, be kind, and I'll see you all next time, Guardians. Bye now.